Okay, so we're recording. So I am so excited for this week's call. We actually just got off a really incredible weekend, and this kind of ties into the weekend a little bit too, because we just had leadership school. We just had an amazing retreat. Everybody's fired up, everybody's excited, and completely and totally unstoppable. And we just heard from like Annie Graff, who talked a lot about social media, and I thought this would be amazing to have area manager Charmaine McKay, who is going to share with us. Anybody that doesn't know her, a lot of her business and her team's business has been built through social media. So I admire Charmaine. I look at her posts and I think, oh, I wish that I could do that. Like she has, if you don't follow her, she has really great stories and they're really funny. And what I've noticed about her stories and her posts is they're mostly, about her life. And it's kind of neat to see what she does and, with her horses and her little ones. And it's really great. And she's kind of got a funny spin on it. And she's like a real person because in a way she kind of makes a little bit of, I don't want to say like maybe a little bit of fun of yourself, but I love it. It's awesome. And you're a real person. So I wanted you to be able to share with everybody, how you use social media in your business. And I know you do a bit of everything else too. And you've taught your team very well to do how to do each reach out method. So it's not just social media, but you're really, really good at social media. So I thought if you could share with us some tips, tricks of how to use it so it's tasteful, so we're not annoying and we're not spamming and all that horrible stuff that goes on with social media. So Charmaine, I'm going to let you take it away instead of yapping on.
Okay, cool. Thanks for saying all that. You're so nice. And I do love taking the mickey out of myself. I don't know if you say that there, but it does help so much. And especially if you're a bit nervous on social media too, if you can make a bit of fun out of yourself, it really helps. So I started doing a bit more online after having a baby, and I live under a mountain. We're really far away from everywhere. So it just was a bit easier for me. I couldn't get out as much as I could. I've got terrible internet. Terrible internet. If I'm lagging, I'm sorry, but I can't do much about it. So if I can do this here, anyone can do anything. And I just want everyone to remember that even though if you're doing your business on social media, it's still work. It's not like you can just magically do a post and then that's it, and that's going to build your whole business. You've still got a whole process to do. So first I'll just talk about your Facebook and Instagram profile. So I use Facebook for people that I know, and I use Instagram purely for people that I don't know. So that's my whole cold market is Instagram. So the first thing I do is, and get my team to, is make sure you've got a clean public profile. If your profile's closed and you're trying, it won't work. You've got to make your settings public. And I got rid of any of my drinking photos and stuff like that from my old party days. That's not the kind of people that I'm after, so I don't want to put myself out like that. So it was really good to have a wee clean up of that. Get rid of anything that's like politics or something that could potentially cause people to be like, oh, I'm not sure. And just anything negative. So you want to make sure your whole profile is like really positive, because we attract what we put out there. And even on social media as well. And it's kind of like, so your page is like your CV. I don't know, have you guys got CVs there? Do you call them CVs when you're going for a job, or would you call them a resume or something? Okay, so like when you go for a job, we use our CV. That's what we call it. And it's like your resume. And it has to look good for you to get that interview for your job. So it's the same with your profile. You've got to make it look attractive. You don't have to be attractive, just your photos. So that's lucky for me. And you're just going to make sure that your profile is really clean and nice. And when I'm reaching out to people that I don't know, they'll always look at your profile. So you want to make it look like, so you want to make it so that you've got your values on there. I've always got about 100 to 200 people viewing my profile in 7 days. And that means that I know that I'm doing my reach out and things like that. So for me, my values are my family, my marriage, friendships, horses, and fun. So that's what I hope, if people are going to look at my profile, that they'll see that kind of thing. They're probably not going to see a whole heap of Arbonne posts, to be honest, because I don't put too many on my actual walls. And I wouldn't want someone who I wouldn't want to follow someone's page who was just posting about their company all the time myself. So that's what I do as well. I do make sure that it says that I am an Arbonne consultant on my page, on my profile. So that does say that, but it doesn't, it's not heaps of Arbonne. And I do have some videos and info on my profile if you click on my name, and that'll have a link tree. And in that link tree, it has my video that I've done about the 30 days, and it also has my Discover Arbonne on there. So that information is available to people if they're looking for it. But the main thing that I'm putting across on my page is me. So people are joining me, they're buying from me, and so I want to put myself and my life on my page with a wee bit of Arbonne. And remember, this is strangers. So you imagine if you're standing in a room full of people, you wouldn't just yell out, Arbonne, I sell Arbonne. We don't have any harmful chemicals. Like, it's not going to do anything. It's the same if you're online. You have to build that relationship. So it's really important. And just to use quality for your page. So I use the Color Story app, and I also do portrait mode on my iPhone. I find it takes really good clear photos. And just be somebody that you would follow yourself. So by watching your content and being entertaining, you're putting them first. So that's how I'm doing my customer service, is by entertaining anyone that's watching my page, because I want them to be one of my customers or one of my team. So I'm creating value for them. And the main thing, so that's for your wall. The main thing for my story, so if you're going to do this business online, I honestly think your story is everything. My whole business, I think, has been come from my stories. So, and on my story, I like to post about my life, especially any funny stuff that happens, and people get to know you as a person, and then they feel like you're their friend. And then if you're reaching out to them, they feel like you've got a friendship going, which is really, really cool. And it just creates value them as a customer or a potential who you are. And a lot of people say they don't know what to post on there, or they don't have anything to post. But if you start looking for things, you'll start finding things. And that means that you're going to have a really fun, awesome day if you're looking for funny, cool things. That's just what you'll attract. So no matter what happens, if you're looking for funny stuff, you're going to have an awesome time. And it just, yeah, if you're looking for fun, you'll find it. And laughter, and that makes your life fun too. So always post about yourself using the products on your story. That's what I would do. And I'm always putting fizz sticks on there. Always. You always, like every day probably, you'll see me posting a fizz stick up there. And whatever else you use yourself, and just be a real product of the product. And you can use boomerangs or the gifts to make it look funnier or more fun. I create polls a lot. So definitely about Arbonne, I create polls about the 30 days, or also a tip when you're doing the polls is to have 2 yeses. Don't have a yes or an and a no option. Make sure you've got a yes and maybe a hell yes or something like that. So there's no no's. And I also do polls about things that aren't Arbonne related as well, because people love to give advice and to give their opinion on things. So again, this is creating value for them. And we are selling a lifestyle. So what are you doing because of Arbonne? Because I know because of Arbonne, I get to ride my horses on a Monday in the middle of the day. So that's attractive to the people that I'm talking to, because they're probably going to be horse people or people that would love to be riding and they're stuck at work. So if you figure out your timing and what's going to be fun that they might want to do, what's being attractive to them, and that's a really good thing to do with your story too. And your story can be a really awesome tool to give somebody recognition. So I'm always putting up on my team, I'm always putting up on my story if my team has got their bonus, or if someone's had an amazing results with their 30 days. Because it creates interest, but it also makes that person feel good and valued as well. So it's a win-win. And another amazing way to create is to create your vision on your story. So that's really cool. Something that's on our vision board at the moment is a trip to Disneyland with our kids after GTC, which is really awesome. But so I posted that we're going, and also Googled just a picture of Disneyland with a caption that we're going to Disneyland. Is anyone else? And I did a poll that said, is anyone else obsessed with Disney? And I got probably about 20 messages from people just interacting with my post, that had nothing to do with one, but you see we've still got this relationship building, and people want to talk about when they went there and stuff like that. So don't try to be perfect. Laughter is everything. And we're using your story for reaching out as well. I just want to talk about how you can use your story for reaching out and relationship building. So for me, my goal on Instagram is to get people to watch my story. I'm not trying to just reach out to people and say, join my business. My whole goal of reaching out to them is so they watch my stories and then interact with my polls and stuff like that onto the 30 days as well. So when I do my daily reach outs, it's always to people that are watching my story, because I feel like we've already got a bit of a relationship thing going on. And I also make sure I'm watching their stories and commenting on their posts. Compliments go a really long way. Make sure you're genuine. Don't over compliment either, because that can be like, those used car salesmen. So you want to just make sure you're not overly complimenting, but just make sure it's the right one as well. And even sending an emoji react to their story or on their post will be enough. And you'll find the need as well. So if you want to sponsor them into your team, why them? Why is it a good fit for them? And then tell them that. That's how you're going to come up with that proper compliment for that person. And we are lucky enough in Arbonne to be able to sponsor our dream team of people that we want to work with. So why did you pick this person? A sample text for me would be, hi Jacqueline, I hope you don't mind me reaching out. You look like such a fun, positive person, and you're just so beautiful. I think you would be amazing at what I do. It's really helped me to have more time with my family and horses. If I sent you through a quick video, would you watch it? So that would be if I was reaching out to Jacqueline. And if they don't reply, just don't even worry. Don't take it to heart, because they're still watching your story. So you can still follow up with them without even annoying them, just on your own story by doing what you're doing. I've had people join up after saying no too, so don't worry about that. And the next step, if they say yes, is to send them the video, is to make sure that it's one that's relatable to that person. And if they say they've watched it and found it really interesting, I always try and schedule in a call. So that's my next step, is to actually talk to the person, or if I was close to them, which is very unlikely where I live, but might be different for you, I would ask them to take them out for a coffee. So it would be to get the appointment. If it's not for them, I would say, okay, no problem. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. I do have a wee video here about our 30-day program. Would you be interested in watching that? I can send you a wee gift for watching, and it's usually just a fizz stick or a tea or something like that, maybe both. And when they've watched it, they'll either buy it or they'll want some more info. And if not, I'll move to the next video, which is our products video. And the verbiage that I'd say with that is, okay, awesome, I have another video. And then I'd probably do a laughing face, because by now I've sent them 3. And I would love to send you out some other stuff to try, but I need to know more about what you like. So watch this and tell me what you loved, and then they'll watch the product video as well. So now they've already had 4 exposures with me, which is really cool. And then I'll send them out some samples, and then obviously I'll follow up with that. So that's 5 exposures with the samples, and then 6 by the follow-up. And usually that's where the sale happens as well. And I use the same Facebook story as my Instagram story. They're the same ones. But I just wanted to talk now about finding contacts as well. So be really, really specific. Who do you want in your team? What are the qualities that you are wanting in your team? What are they into? So for me, it's other farming mums, hard workers that are kind, passionate, with a good sense of humour, and just be really, really... Sorry, I'm just getting a call. Just be like this. I would probably go and look up hashtag farming mums or something like that. Pick someone, look through, comment on a picture of theirs, maybe like a picture of a horse or a cow or something like that, just whatever it is. And then I would also go through their friends, because that's another way that you can go all through a whole list of people. And there's an absolute abundance of people on Instagram. You can never run out of people to talk to on Instagram. And on Facebook, it's similar, but you already know the people on there. So my main goal on Facebook is to tell my 30-day journey. So I'm still telling that story and just to get people onto calls. I love calls. So 3-way calls are the absolute best. I absolutely love them. My team's whole goals usually is to book calls. That's our main thing that we do. It's the easiest way to do Arbonne, in my opinion, because someone else is doing the talking for you, and it's just amazing. And you learn how to talk to people as well, and all about the products, and you get people sponsored into your business. So it's really cool to do them with your upline. I've had girls grow their entire business through calls, and it helps you so much. And so Jacqueline's just going to show a wee post, if we can. The first one, Jack. So this is what I did at the start of the month to book some calls. So I just had this gift basket there, and it just says, "Hi everyone, I'm giving away free gift packs. Comment below if you would like one, or PM me." And the message that I sent with that after people commented was, "Hi Sally, thanks for commenting on my gift pack post. Basically, I'm doing a challenge with my team to book some calls for a quick overview of Arbonne. They go for about 10 minutes, and you don't have to have your camera on if you are shy. And then I'll send you an awesome gift out for your time. Does this interest you?" And I booked up a whole heap of, like a whole heap of them. And then just book it in with your upline, or even I just did some on my own as well. And the next one is our Bloated Buddies post. That's the second one, Jack. Oh, is there another one there, Jacqueline, number 2? So this one here, you've probably seen it because I just copied it off someone from over there as well. But I always get everybody in my team to do this one. This is just if you're wanting some instant QV. So this is our Bloated Buddies message and post. And I also, but when you do this one, start up a conversation about the 30 days. And then this is a good way to get some instant sales. And I always send a 30-day video with people that tell me they're interested in this one. And then we've got our third one. If you could put that third one up, Jack. So the third one is our mascara one. So I always think if you can get your own before and afters, it works so well. And when people see that it's you as well. So it's good to show other people's before and afters. But if you can get your own, I'd swear by that. It just helps so much when people see that it's you. So with this, I also sent out, we've got a product video that I've made up. So I will post, when Jacqueline posts this video, I'll put the links in the comments if you just want to have a look through. It's done so well for us. And the next one is our Digestion Plus one. If you could go to the next one, Jack. So this is the same as the Body Cleanse one, but it's just if you've already done the Bloated Buddies one, you can do this one. And when people message you about it, just say, "Do you know that our 30-day program is amazing for gut health as well? Here's a quick video in case that interests you too." So that's a good way of getting 30-day people. So that's all for the post. Thank you, Jack. And so those are my do's. And then here's a couple of my don'ts. So don't, oh, that's the Digestion Plus one. So don't copy and paste a bulk message out. It's so impersonal, and just put some effort into the person that you're actually trying to talk to about your business. Copy and pasting, I get that all the time with people and this business. From a copy and paste text, you've got to look at that person and appreciate that if you're asking them to start a business, or you're asking them to spend a few hearing who's on the end of that, it doesn't work, and it just pushes people away. And you can just clear out your own people as well. So for your vision and your dream, don't follow negative people. If someone's posting negative stuff up on the time, you can just mute them, and you don't have to, they won't know if you've muted them or not. So I've muted heaps of people because I don't want to go on Facebook and see a bunch of horrible stuff. It's not serving me, and it won't be serving you either, and they don't know. So that's a really good way. But as well, if you find yourself comparing to other consultants, I've muted a lot of them too, because I was comparing myself and my journey to someone else's. And I think if you just mute them, it just doesn't come into your head. So those are my top tips. And just the last one is just be really tactful. So imagine that you're really talking to that person. So just because it's on social media, if you wouldn't say it to their face, probably don't say it in a message either. And make it all about them. So what are they getting out of it? Give them something, whatever it is. Like, just give them something. And you wouldn't go up to a stranger on the street and tap them on the shoulder and say, excuse me, I've got some goals, can you buy something off me? So don't do it in social media either. And then, yeah, because they would be thinking, no. They would be thinking, who's this crazy person? And the secret ingredient to social media is just, it's you. So you're the secret ingredient. People are going to buy into you. So show us what you've got. Have you got any questions, anyone?
I love that, Charmaine. And I love how you shared with everybody about how, it's about building relationships and getting to know people through social media by commenting and liking and getting to know them and then finding their need. And I think that was a really good tip you shared of finding people's needs by watching their stories. And that was my big takeaway from what you said, because that's something that I'm going to start doing. So the people that are following me, I'm going to start following them, like you said, and watch their stories, find their need, and start to build a relationship like you talked about. I think we, even this weekend, we talked a lot about building relationships and finding out what's in it for them, not what's in it for us. And I really like that part. So that was a huge takeaway for me, is building those relationships. And I know you're so good at them, because you're so good at complimenting people. That's the big thing, because I watch you do it. You compliment people. You're very good at that. You find things in common with people. I watch that, which is a huge key to what we're doing, is you're finding something in common with them, complimenting them, and then obviously finding a need, which is our bond, by getting them exposures like you talked about, 4 exposures, and then letting them decide. And I know that basket picture we showed of the sample pack, like who would like a sample pack of Arbonne, that one I know worked very well for you, because I've done a lot of calls with you. So I remember that when you did that, a million calls we were doing. And I love that. It obviously worked very, very well. And it's just getting people the information. I mean, we're not convincing them to do the business, but they get the information. And I think every call we did, I think every single person signed up. So I have to say, like you talked about, the 3-way calls are a huge deal in your business. If you're not doing this with your upline, that is a big thing for sponsoring. And when we're sponsoring people, we're filling their need. It's about them, right? So that was huge. So, and I love the pictures. I hope I shared them well. I can share them also again on our page, so you guys can see some of the ideas. But I think the big thing is if you watch kind of what Charmaine's doing, because I follow her stories and I kind of see, and like I said, majority of what Charmaine does and her team is on social media. So they have a very good system that works, and they do a lot of volume that way. And like she said, it's a lot of work. It doesn't happen overnight by one post, right? That's the thing too, right? But it works very well for what you're doing, like you talked about for your family, right? I think was there a question? No, okay. If anybody doesn't have any questions, and I mean, Charmaine is very amazing. She will answer any questions you ever have about social media or anything like that. It's a huge reach out. I mean, I'm learning more and more about it, and we've learned more and more about it as we go. It's huge for people to be able to reach out. I think your big challenge would be is getting people on the calls, right? Like I talked about before. And we have that one, I don't know if you guys saw, hopefully you saw on our page, where the challenge is getting people onto the Tiffany's call. So finding the need first, of course, and people, if you know the need already, just send them the event. They can join. They're going to draw for a Tiffany's jewelry. That's a big thing here. Maybe it's not other places, but it's a big thing here. And it's just people listening to it and finding out the information. Maybe it's not for them now, but it could be down the road, right? this could be something for somebody down the road, and they'll remember that you shared it with them, right? So that's kind of the big thing. So Charmaine, that was amazing. I hope everybody got amazing stuff out of it like I did. I wrote notes and some things that I'm going to start doing, and finding some people of common things, and learning about them. So thank you. Does anybody else have anything else?
Can I ask a question, Jacqueline? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
So Charmaine, did you get that content, like, because that's such good content? So like, did you like read a book or watch a video? Like, I'm curious where you got all that info from, because like you have a really good system. Like, this is really good. This call I'm going to use again and again and again for anybody about social media. That was phenomenal. So thank you. Like, is there somewhere specifically you got that, or is it just kind of from what you've customized it?
It's from doing it for about 2 years of trial and error. So
it's amazing.
It's been coming to this, like, yeah, I've tried all these different things, but I really follow what I like as well, and I've seen what doesn't work, and I think that I just took that out a lot. But there's a book I read because I'm all about creating value. So there's a book that I love. It's called Go Givers Sell More, and I love that book. I think it's just So I read that, and I always read that probably a couple of times a year, and then try and see how I can work it in for people.
Yeah. And
awesome. And can you repeat the name of the book again?
Go Givers Sell More.
Go Givers Sell More.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm very grateful for you.
And Charmaine, I know that we talk back and forth all the time, and I know I've watched you where, you've had to figure out, because obviously I'm not very skilled in social media. Mine is more like relationship in-person stuff, because that's how I built my business. But Charmaine has added so much value to our nation, because she's able to share that, yes, she's the one who kind of went and did it and figured it out, and with trial and error, and then we talk about it, and then we come up with other ideas, and Charmaine would put something else out there to figure that out, and then has a system now that works very, very well in her business, and has taught her team to do the same. And I mean, like I said before, they use the other reach out methods as well, but they're like, Charmaine is kind of, if you have questions about social media, I would definitely ask Charmaine, because I ask her all the time, like even had to ask her how to share my screen. So seriously. Anyways, so much, Charmaine. You're truly amazing, and you're such a blessing to our nation. So I'm very proud of you. I know that you guys are working, and I've just seen the amount of people that you reach out to and that you're able to touch, and it's amazing. It's amazing to watch. So I know Region is coming very soon. You have an incredible team. So thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time out of their evening. I hope you all have a fabulous night. Thanks, Char.
Thank you.